In this video, I'll show you how to complete service outcomes in Anthology for the September 30th deadline. By now, you should have already filled out everything up to criteria for success during the January deadline. For more information on those sections, refer back to my previous video titled Adding Service Outcomes for the January 31st deadline. Today, we're going to start in the Assessment Data Results section. In this section, document all relevant information about your assessment results. If attaching a file here, we ask that you please include a summary of its contents in the text box as well. We ask that you also be sure there's no student identifying information in the attachment. When entering assessment data, if you're using percentages, always include the sample size, denoted as N, to provide context. Ensure that data reported here matches what was outlined in your criteria for success section. For example, if you mark your success indicator in a percentage, we ask that data is reported as a percentage as well. If criteria for success is measured by a raw count, we ask that it is reported as a raw count in the assessment data results as well and spoken about in that way on down. Next is the strengths and weaknesses section. Reflect on both strengths and weaknesses in the process or results. What worked well in your service delivery? What could improve? Consider both the effectiveness of your strategies and the assessment process itself. In follow-up actions planned, describe planned changes or improvements to enhance future service delivery and assessment. This step ensures continuous growth and refinement of your department's service activities. While follow-up actions plan looks forward, continuous improvement reflects on past changes since the last time this outcome was assessed. Explain how these changes impacted your results and service delivery. Finally, you'll have the progress drop-down menu. Select Ready for Review once the assessment process is complete. If you would like to cancel an outcome, you have two options. You can either choose Outcome Complete, Do Not Roll Over, if the outcome's objectives have been completed and you would like to move on to another focus for the outcome's next cycle, or you can choose Canceled No Longer Applies if it's no longer relevant due to things like changes in department priorities or institutional needs. Note that canceled outcomes will remain in history. Once we review an outcome, we will mark it Feedback Provided by OAA. You will also see feedback reflected here in this text box, as well as receiving it in email. If you make changes based on this feedback, we ask you can mark it changes made based on feedback. Once the outcome is finalized, it is reviewed and completed. Remember, only OAA can mark an outcome as finalized. And that's it. You've successfully completed service outcomes in Anthology for the September 30th deadline. When you want to return back to the main page, you can click Done, and you'll see the other outcomes. Thank you.